Okay, well, I'm back. I think I have a fairly decent audio fix from the last video. I'm on a different computer. I borrowed some headphones. They don't fit my head, so I have, if you could see it, you'd laugh. I'm not going to show you. But anyway, I hope this will get me through till I can get something better. All right, so when we last spoke, view code, we were coding a deduction by using a tax rate, grabbing the text out of the text pay text box, which is right here, as you can see. There it is right there. That tells you what you're looking at. And so we were going to grab that, use the val function, which is an old intrinsic function, which is really not something you want to use anymore. And if you look over on page 125, you'll see how we're going to start doing it in chapter 3. You'll see option explicit on, option infer off, option strict on. Those are options that are only available in Visual Basic .NET, in the .NET framework. C++ doesn't have it. C# certainly doesn't have it, because C# is a newer language that was built from the ground up. It's sort of what Java was supposed to be, at least in some people's opinion. So val, excuse me, pulls the text property, the value stored in the text property. And what data type is that? Well, if it's text, it's of type string by default. So it grabs that string out of the text property, changes it to a number, multiplies it by 10%, and then Visual Basic implicitly converts it back to text so that it can be a string, so that it can be stored in the text property of the label, the output label, which is right here. See? All right. Now, that implicit conversion is not something you want, but they're doing that in the first couple of chapters, I guess, not to overcomplicate it. To me, it would be better just to start that way and not even discuss the old way of doing things. But, you know, I'm not the author, so. Okay, so let's go ahead and run it and see what happens here. And I'm sure my antivirus is going to come up because I forgot to turn it off again. So we'll see what happens. It's doing something, as you can see right here. Starting the build. Gosh, this thing is so slow. I think it only has 4 megs of RAM, so it's a barred computer. Beggars cannot be choosers, I suppose. My other computer had 8, but all the ports are gone on it, so. That's what happens when you sit on the couch and watch TV and work on the computer and it falls off your lap onto the floor. Y'all are probably smarter than that, but I'm not, apparently. All right, come on now. Let's do it. Gosh, I could actually pause the video. This thing is so slow. There you go. Finally. Okay. So here are the default values, which are type string, because anything that's in a text box is going to be a string. So I'm going to click my tax. Now I should get 10% of 1,000 is 100. I should get that down here, and I do. So that works pretty well. Let's exit it. All right, let's go back to the code view. Now it didn't look very good because it was just 100. We need to format that, and you can do that with a format statement. So let me paste this in. I'd already written it earlier. So what we're doing is we're grabbing, after we put the 100 value into the text property, this type string, into the output payroll tax label, we pull it back out and pass that string into the format function, which is another intrinsic function. Intrinsic meaning that you don't have to define it, it's already there. You don't even have to instantiate it from a class. So it grabs that, passes it into the format function. This is the second argument. It says I want you to format this as currency. So I don't know what's going on internally. It probably converts it to a number, rounds it 2 decimal places, turns it back into a string, and then sticks a dollar sign on the front of it. Then it assigns it in back over the 100 with the dollar sign 100.00, whatever the number happens to be. So let's save it. Try it again. There it goes. So let's do this. Click the tax button. We should get our deduction of $100. And there you see it. All right. Not that bad. I was almost finished with the other video, but I know that was painful for you folks. Apologize for that, but I could do nothing at the time. All right. Thanks for watching, and I will see you when we get to chapter 4. Have a good day.